Welcome to Cuisine with Jean, and back by popular demand is Alex Vire, and you are in the 7th grade at Rocky Mount Academy, and I think you've grown a foot since last time you were here. So you were soon to be 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you a story. So I've got granddaughters in Berkeley, California, and we were there Christmas visiting, and they said, "We would love to watch you on TV, Grammy." And I said, "You know, we're on YouTube, and I hope you've told your friends they're on YouTube." And I said, "I think the one that you would most like to watch would be one with a young man named Alex Vire." And they sat down and watched every single part of your last show, which you did with your father, Robert. He's so confident he's coming solo today, folks. But they just thought that was the finest thing ever. And they said, "How do you learn how to cook?" And for those who may have missed the first one, you want to tell us how you've learned how to cook?
Mainly my dad, and mainly just I've watched a lot of videos of people cooking. So that's kind of, once you know how to cook a few things, you can cook a lot more because you know the strategies and stuff.
So where do you watch videos?
Normally on YouTube.
Okay, and do you subject them, like you certain ingredients you look for ones, or what types of recipes would you look for?
I mainly look for steak recipes because I want to know how to cook a steak.
Is that your favorite food?
Probably not. My favorite food is probably pasta, but I like to cook a steak.
And where do you cook it, on a grill or do you cook it inside?
It doesn't really matter too much. Like for these, you can cook it on either a grill or on this thing on a stove or something like that.
And this was your dad's Christmas present, right?
Mm-hmm.
And tell us about it. What does it do?
It's pretty much just a grill, but you can put it on top of a stove or right here, really anywhere it can go. It's pretty much just a portable grill. It goes up to 400 degrees.
And what have y'all been using it so far to cook?
Mainly we haven't been able to use it much, so we've mainly just been making these sliders on it. So I don't remember him making anything else, but I'm sure that he will make something else on it.
Look, we won't tell him because maybe he won't watch this, but are you going to claim this for your own? I mean, if you're doing most of the cooking, this might become your special thing, right?
Maybe.
And for people who don't know what sliders are, I know they've been on menus a lot of places, but is that, first tell us what they are, and also is that something that's really popular among young people?
Kind of. They're really just burgers, but smaller. You can fix this with either the burger version or the slider version, but sliders are a little bit quicker to cook, and they're better for a lot of things.
Okay, and they're different. You're using ground chuck in this or ground beef in this. Have you made them with other meats?
Not yet. I've mainly just been trying with ground beef, but...
And sometimes do you cook dinner for your family at night?
Sometimes.
I remember, was it chicken Alfredo you made last time?
It was like chicken along with some pasta and capers.
Capers.
With the pasta.
Capers, my granddaughter said, "What are capers?" And I said, Alex knew. So we talked about them, but they were very impressed that somebody your age even knew what capers were. But they're really good, aren't they?
I love capers. They're pretty much just peas, but sweeter.
But have that kind of vinegary, kind of a little bit of bite to them, which are really, really good. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get started.
All right, so first you're going to want to grab some of the ground beef. We're going to need enough for 3 sliders. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to have to kind of eyeball this, but I might end up getting a little bit more, so I'll just grab like this.
And this looks like a really good lean ground beef too.
Mm-hmm. And then you're going to want to mash it down here. I'm probably going to need a little bit more, so I'll just do this. And then you're going to want to mash it down as much as possible. But then once it's mashed down pretty good, then you're going to want to add the ranch seasoning. And this gives it a lot of flavor because normally with thicker burgers like this, they can be kind of a little bit flavorless sometimes if you're not adding much seasoning, so this really helps with that flavor. And then you're just going to want to mash this down, and once it's mashed down pretty good, then you're going to want to add this ranch seasoning.
And the fact that it doesn't have fat in it, it's so lean, that would provide some other flavor too. I'll never forget when I first married, I was widowed, and I married a widower, and he was talking about how he loves the juice from meat. And I said, "You do know what the juice is, don't you?" And he said, "Yeah, juice." And I said, "It's melted fat." And he said, "Oh, okay." So you put just a little bit of that in there? How do you determine how much, Alex?
Normally when we have something like that, I'll pour the whole packet in here, but we're doing a smaller portion here, so I'm not going to put too much in here.
Well, do you want to do all of it so then you can take it home and feed your Emma, your sister, and your mom and dad tonight?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll be glad to help you pack it up, so this is dinner for the family.
I'm still not going to be able to pour the whole thing in, since normally when I do the whole thing, we're using a lot more ground beef than this. But
And where did y'all develop this recipe, or did you read it somewhere? Or
my dad pretty much developed this recipe. It's kind of a simple recipe, so I'm sure many other people have done it. But
I like ranch dressing, though. That's kind of one of the universally most popular dressings.
You can also substitute it for many other dressings. I just really like the ranch dressing.
Have you tried it with a different one?
Not yet. I've tried it without ranch dressing, and I think it's a lot better with the ranch dressing. Of course, I love ranch. It goes well on a lot of things.
Do you do it like vegetable dip if you were eating like crunchy fresh vegetables? Because that's one way I used to be able to get people to eat lots of celery and carrots and broccoli and whatnot. If I had a ranch dressing they could dip it in.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of things go well on this. You can really just kind of make it your own.
Mixing it very thoroughly.
Now that I've mixed it pretty thoroughly, you're going to want to get an even amount. I'm guessing that this is going to probably fix about 5 here, and then you are going to want to do this, kind of make it into a ball, because this will be better to create a patty.
And then you're going to flatten it on the grill, or? Okay.
I normally flatten it before the grill.
And be sure you have at least 4, so you've got one for everybody in your family, right?
We're probably going to try a couple here.
Okay, good.
I was planning on
This is your lunch today.
Cheese on one having plain, and then the other having ketchup.
Oh, good. And if you were fixing this, would you do a vegetable to go with it for your family, or do you do primarily the entree and let somebody else do a salad or a vegetable?
Normally we use the air fryer to fix fries or tater tots.
Oh, good.
So now I'm going to start getting this heated up to 400. So around here, that's probably going to need to heat up for the next few minutes.
Okay.
But for now, we can just start getting these mashed down. I don't exactly know where I'm going to put them, but it doesn't matter too badly if they overlap.
You want another plate?
Sure. In fact, this one, I'm going to...
When we take records, I'm going to let you wash your hands since you'll be handling. I'm purposely letting you do it, and so we're going to both have our hands in it. Plus, it's more fun to watch you do it.
Because uncooked beef will give you food poisoning, and nobody wants food poisoning.
Nobody wants to be what?
To have food poisoning.
Oh, no, they do not. Have you ever had food poisoning? No, but they say that, beef or anything that's ground and whatnot, it should be cooked thoroughly so you get any kill anything in it.
That's what a knife is for here, because it allows us to check how cooked it is.
So partway through, you'll stick a knife in it and see if it's still pink or still red or whatnot.
Mainly why I do that is because after I cut a tiny hole in it, then I can use the spatula to press it down, and then you have to see the color of the juice to see, because that allows you to not tear up the burger while still being able to tell.
Then it would fall apart. Well, now these are like these are slider buns. Are they smaller than regular? They are a little bit smaller than regular buns, aren't they?
These are great for like
mini buns,
game nights or movie nights, anything like that. So yeah, these are pretty much pressed down. Hopefully this will soon be pretty good.
Can you put it? Do you need it to be thoroughly heated before you put them on? To kind of sear the outside.
It'll probably be done in around a minute or something.
Okay. Have you ever cooked for your friends?
No, I haven't.
Do you know if any of them share your enjoyment of cooking?
Not really. I'm kind of the only guy who likes to cook in my grade.
What do you like about school? What are your favorite subjects?
My favorite subject is math. Unpopular opinion, but...
Oh, math is good. I mean, the gateway to lots of jobs and lots of careers to enjoy math.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, in the 7th grade, do you move around to different rooms for different subjects?
A lot, and I think that this is
There we go.
done, so I'm going to move all 4.
And that's nice that with the weather as cold as it's been lately, you can cook these inside. So if you're trying to go outside on the grill, it'd be pretty tough.
Alright, now we're just going to let those sit there for a little bit. I'm probably going to have to wash my hands
Okay, I
before
tell you
I
what,
put that
let's go ahead and take a break and let you wash your hands, and we'll be right back.
Alright.
Okay? So,
Davenport has been a great partner for us. Davenport helps us spread our message throughout the community. It gives us an opportunity to connect with an audience, and I'm excited just because it's fun to work with Davenport. I'm proud to be part of Davenport's Community for Life.
Alex is busy at work here, folks. He's already flipped 2 of them. Tell us what you're looking for. You're mashing down for what reason, Alex?
We're mashing them down because it helps kind of even it out and get those little, since it's uneven at the bottom, it helps get some of the parts a little bit cooked. And you can see the juice, and if the juice is like pink or red, then it's not done, and if it's a dark brown, then it probably is somewhere near done, but you don't want to judge it just off the juice. And you want to look for all parts. Like, I am going to get a knife.
Let's do it so he can see there. So can you do it so we can see it? And we got new plates since the others had the raw
So you can
hamburger.
cut a little bit in there, and then you can open it up and you can see, yeah, it's not done in the inside right there. So we're still going to wait on this. This might actually be ready to flip since the bottom's probably done. So we have this here.
It's nice that it drains too.
And I'm probably going to turn this up a little bit because it is having trouble cooking. I'll check this side, see if this side's good. This side's looking pretty good. Of course, if there's a little pink on your slider, it doesn't matter really at all. But we still want to have it as well done as possible.
I think there's some restaurants now that if somebody says they want their hamburger rare, they'll say that the codes will not allow them to serve raw hamburgers or rare hamburgers just for safety reasons. But
you shouldn't stress if there's a little bit of pink on your hamburger.
It's been subjected to a lot of heat. Do you at any point put the lid on it, the cover on it?
Yes, once we put the cheese on, then we want to put the lid on, but for now we want to let all the smoke rise out. Because it won't help the cooking for now if we put the lid on it.
So do you think your sister would like for us to talk about her just because she's not here, and it would be nice to acknowledge what a wonderful sister you have? How old is Emma?
15.
15.
She's going to get her driver's license soon.
Oh, wow. Are you looking forward to riding with her?
Definitely not.
Okay. But I think the North Carolina law is for 9 months. She has to have a permit and has to ride with a parent in the car. So that'll help her get a lot of experience from it.
This, I'm going to turn it down again, and I'm going to open this one up and make sure. Right here, I'm going to press it down. Yeah, you can see the juice is red, so somewhere in here it's not completely cooked. So we're still going to give them some time.
So you don't put the cheese on it until they're cooked, and that's just for a short period of time to melt the cheese, is that right?
The cheese is actually, I'm going to take these 3 off and then put the cheese on them. Actually, I'm probably going to put the cheese on this one since this one's the biggest, and it's just not as hard to put the cheese when it's not dripping.
So when you're not in school and you're not cooking, what do you like to do?
Cubes. I like to solve Rubik's Cubes. One of my favorite hobbies.
And what is that?
It's like when you get a scrambled cube and then you try and solve it as fast as possible.
Oh, okay. And is that like on a tablet or what?
It's you have these cubes that you can buy. My friend got me one for Christmas.
What do they look like? Because I think there are probably a lot of people who wouldn't even know what one of them.
It's a cube, and they have three.
It's shaped like literally a cube, right?
And then you can turn it.
Oh.
And then you try to get it to where each side has the same color.
Like
right
a
now,
Rubik's Cube. Oh, okay.
The fastest I've ever solved it is only 49 seconds, but I'm working on it. I just learned how to solve it less than a month ago. No, not less. A little more than a month ago.
So, I've heard you gotta basically be a genius to solve Rubik's Cube really fast.
Not exactly. To solve it super fast, you need to have pretty good memory. But just to know how to solve it, it's not too hard. My friend taught me, and my friend is extremely good at cubing. His personal best time is like somewhere around 11 seconds.
Oh, wow.
And he averages around like 15, 16, somewhere around that range.
Do you get like one cube and it varies in how to solve it each time, or are there different cubes?
There are different kinds of cubes. There's 4x4, which is a bigger cube, and there's a pyramid, which is a pyramid cube. My fastest time on that is less than 5 seconds. I'm pretty good at that, and I like it, that cube a lot, pyramid a lot. This is probably about done, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that doesn't look like much red in what's coming out of that.
I'm going to...
Okay, yeah, and I mentioned these are new plates because the others had the raw meat on it.
I recommend using a spatula that doesn't bend if you're picking them up. It can bend for pressing them down, but picking them up, it is pretty hard to use a spatula that bends, because it will try to jump off of the spatula.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of the George Foreman grill that many people probably had at one point, that had the lid that you do, and it does the same grill on both sides. But this is wonderful because you can just watch it and have it wide open and look at it and follow your food along. Like I said, it's just like having, in cold weather, being able to do your grilling in the house.
I'm going to make sure that this one is cooked. Yeah, this one still needs some cooking. These are extremely thick, so this is quite the challenge to cook.
Would you normally, if you were doing these like for your friends or something, do smaller, thinner ones?
Yeah.
I mean, this one definitely looks smaller.
That one, let me actually just make sure that this one's good, because it might not be. No, this one looks...
Yeah.
This one's good.
Out of it.
Because even if you want the outside to be a brown or dark brown, and then you want the inside to either be a light brown or like a light pink.
Barely pink.
Yeah.
So tell us what you like about Rocky Mount Academy.
Everybody in the grade, the classes are pretty cool. Although I would like a cooking class a lot. We have a class on films for some reason, and no cooking class.
Oh. Is that something you'd be interested in taking?
Definitely. I'd love it as an elective.
So they have pretty good electives there?
This year they implemented 6 electives instead of 3 for 7th grade. So, I like 6 electives because it makes the day get switched up every trimester. But we have World Current Events is an elective, PE is an elective, STEAM is an elective, Global Influence is an elective, Journey Film, which is the study of films, and then you have, I forgot what the other one was. Oh, art.
And how many do you get to take per semester?
2.
Okay. And are they every day or several days a week? Or?
Every day you take both of them. And this is looking kind of red for some reason.
That's good, you're making sure it's good and done. Putting a lot of effort into that, Alex.
Normally they'd be done cooking by now, but it's quite the challenge. Hopefully this one is done. That
looks pretty.
That one's pretty good. It doesn't matter if they're cut in half, because we're probably going to cut them in half at the end anyways. So now it's time to get the cheese.
Okay.
So we're going to open up the cheese, and then
Get the.
we're going to drop it on the top, and then we're going to get the cover on, because that lets all the heat rise to the top, which is where the cheese is going to be.
Sometimes if you don't peel it all the way down, it'll break.
I don't normally do the cheese part. My dad does that, so
Okay.
I'm not exactly the best at this. But so we're going to put that up there. We're going to
People would say you're
let
probably
that
the best.
sit there, and then we're going to put that on top, and then we're going to wait for the cheese to melt. It doesn't matter if it's the ground, because a lot of people like their cheese melted like that.
And other condiments you're going to serve with, like ketchup, and you got tater tots
You
here.
can really put whatever you want on it.
And you cook these in an air fryer? We have gotten an air fryer and do like chicken wings and all kinds of stuff in it. Do y'all use it for a lot of things?
Yes, they can do a lot of stuff. They can do chicken, fries, pretty much a lot of things cooking.
I'm guessing you're not going to want to be a professional chef when you grow up. You're going to do this kind of to help the family and just to provide good meals for yourself. But
I would like to be a chef, but there's a lot of other stuff that I want to do.
maybe you can have two careers going at once.
Maybe.
But with math, I mean, gosh, you could be an engineer, you could be a doctor, you could be a... Have you thought about that? Do y'all start career exploring in the 7th grade? Yeah? Do you discuss different careers?
Normally we wait till high school. This is pretty much melted, so I'm going to turn this off.
Okay. I tell you what, let's take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll put that on one of these mini buns, and we'll show you what the finished product looks like. Stay with it.
Davenport has been a great partner for us. Davenport helps us spread our message throughout the community. It gives us an opportunity to connect with an audience. And I'm excited just because it's fun to work with Davenport. I'm proud to be part of Davenport's community for life.
Alex, that melted beautifully, and it didn't take that long, did it?
It's going to
It
be.
was good and hot.
It is going to be kind of messy, but that's how the cheese sliders
Doesn't look messy. You put the top on it?
So I'm just going to sit that right there since that's cooled down.
And
And now we are going to move this over to another bun.
you want to cut one in two, and we'll each try it?
Sure. Let's grab this one right here. I'm going to sit this. We put two of them. Doesn't matter.
That's okay. I'll switch it out
Alright.
and flip it over. There you go. And I like knowing that they make mini buns for sliders. So you can cut it.
So let's grab this. And we're going to cut it in half.
So if you were serving these, would you cut them in half ahead of time just to make them kind of a little bit more of a bite
And you can
size?
see it's the perfect pink. This is how I like my sliders.
Okay, let's show
personally.
this to everybody at home.
Most people like it like that. You have the light pink in the middle.
And we got, are you a real fan of tater tots?
We can't eat those since those we cooked last
didn't
night.
eat
Those are just for decoration, but
Well, I think you want to decorate?
sure. And then we can just sit
We're all into
these
decorating.
right here. I probably won't be able to sit them all, but I'll sit those in there.
Okay.
You can see perfect medium well or medium rare.
What do you like to serve to drink with something like this?
Anything works from lemonade to water or something.
Good. I'm glad you didn't say soda. I'm not a big soda person. Are you?
I don't drink soda that much. I drink sparkling lemonade.
Oh, good. Good. Okay, shall we try it? You want to go first, and I'll move it over there?
Alright, so you have a piece right
We're
here.
going to put this on the website Cuisine with Jean and with Alex's name. And if you've got young people at home, grandchildren, children, whatnot, show them this and be sure to inspire them that they can cook too. Because I was told by somebody that if kids are more involved in cooking, they're more likely to like it and eat it than if they don't help. Would you say that's true?
Probably, because you get to appreciate what went into the cooking.
Mm-hmm.
But here we go.
Okay. Very good. I can taste the ranch dressing. Can you taste it?
It's a very thick slider.
Excellent, though. So are you going to reheat this and serve it to your family tonight?
Probably. Maybe. Who knows?
Do you go to the grocery store and help buy the food, or do you tell your mom what to do, what she'd like to cook, and she...
Normally we have a list, and I can just put what I need on the list.
Oh, good. And do you use internet or anything for ideas for recipes?
Sometimes not. It kind of depends.
You tend to like to make up things, don't you?
Especially with spices. Those are kind of the inspiring factor, because I'll normally search up what goes well with what spices, because we have this giant spice drawer. And I'll see a spice that hasn't been used, and I'll be like, oh, what does this go well with?
Do you sometimes learn that maybe not have been the best spice, and so you don't use it again?
Or some spices just are really powerful and aren't meant to go with some things. Like lemon spices aren't meant to go on beef, for instance, something like that.
Do you use cook with a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables some too?
Normally vegetables, not really fruit, since I do a lot of cooking with meat, and in my opinion, fruits, other than some people say tomato is a vegetable, but...
And fruits don't go that well with meat. Yeah, they'd be more like potatoes with yogurts and things like that. Well, Alex, you did it again. A winner. Thank you so much. It's just really fun to have you on, because I want to inspire people at home to encourage kids to get in the kitchen and learn. And you've just, last time you came with your dad, and this time you're all ready to do it by yourself, aren't you?
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate it and hope you'll come again sometime.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching us. Have a great day.
Davenport has been a great partner for us. Davenport helps us spread our message throughout the community. It gives us an opportunity to connect with an audience. And I'm excited just because it's fun to work with Davenport. I'm proud to be part of Davenport's Community for Life.